I saw two movies this week, Jujutsu Kaisen Execution. This was a new quote-unquote movie. I didn't do my research. It was animated. I wanted to go see it. A veil abruptly descends over the busy, I'm going to butcher this, Shibuya area amid the bustling Halloween crowds, trapping countless civilians inside. In the aftermath, 10 colonies across Japan are transformed into dens of curses. Now, I went in blind with this movie. I had no idea who the characters were, who I was supposed to be rooting for. I guess just the consequences and what happened before, because there's an incident in Shibuya. I'm really hoping I'm not butchering that. This movie was a real mixed bag for me. So let me get into my notes. Went in blind, came out with ears ringing because the volume was fucking loud. With a boring story and at times some of the worst animation ever put to screen, I really wanted to enjoy this. A messy plot. To be fair, I didn't read the fine print where this was kicking off a season 3, so I didn't know that going in. That's my fault. I did get into a talk with someone on Reddit that defended the animation of this, of the TV show. I know I've talked about this too much, I'm sorry. I have to be able to see the hits connect. And the damage that was shown in the movie, that was fine. I like that. I mean, every death that I saw, which I won't spoil, there was definitely some sort of weight to it. And not just the weight of the punches, but just how it was supposed to make me feel. And even though I didn't know most of these characters, the deaths felt, hopefully, because I haven't seen the show, hopefully they're permanent. Resurrections are fine, but if they're done too much, it just gets so formulaic and boring. The one thing that I liked about this movie, well, actually, let me go back to my notes. Why were there 5 of the same cuts of the main protagonist walking downstairs? Yeah, so that's in the movie. I guess it's in the TV show. I legit out loud said, what the fuck is this? Because it happens 5 times. The only cool shot I liked was a demon egging a little girl outside of a store and the destruction. The death scenes felt impactful, yada yada yada, I already said that. I know hating Dragon Ball Super was and is still popular, and the animation, especially early on, has nothing on Dragon Ball and Z. I'm still seeing what animation projects truly impressed me, and this wasn't it. I am happy that I stayed for this movie because I told my girlfriend I wanted to leave. For one, the volume was incredibly loud. The main character, when it's first shown in the opening credits, he's looking at the ground, his hands are bleeding, there's blood on the pavement. He starts screaming because there's death all around. Yeah, the volume was it was obnoxiously loud. I mean, I had to cover my ears for when an action scene would start because it was loud, it hurt. The one somewhat suspenseful scene was a little girl is in a quickie mart, convenience mart, and a demon woman, I think it's a woman, is telling her, hey, come outside, I have ice cream or candy or something. And you see the shot of the demon look pretty cool and scary, but yeah, then it just kind of stopped. I won't get into it much. I don't want to give anything away because I don't know if any of you people have seen the TV show. I think 2 of my friends have, but I haven't really gauged their opinions on this. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, it didn't really impress me. I will say, and I think my opinion changed after the person on Reddit that I spoke to told me this, I thought the animation was all computer generated, but no, it was hand-drawn. And I was admittedly harsh in my review about talking about the animation and how bad it looked, because when fight scenes happen, there's 2 characters that fight in a subway tunnel, for example. The animation just looks really, really rough. But then the person on Reddit defended it, saying that it's really fluid. I'm not too sure what to think. I didn't like it, but at the same time, I have to appreciate 2D hand-drawn animation for what it is, because that's my favorite sort of blend. So the movie I saw before was called Arthur Christmas, which was released way back in 2011. And I will get my notes out because I had some things to say about this movie too. Santa's clumsy son, Arthur, sets out on a mission with Grand Santa to give a misplaced present to a young girl in less than 2 hours on Christmas Day. So I've never heard of this movie, released all the way in 2011 from Sony Animation in collaboration with Aardman Animations. The trailer had one cool concept with the elves assisting Santa with spy levels of stealth and operations. It was cool. Sadly, it's not even 5 minutes long. This movie was boring. James McAvoy was horribly miscast. He plays Arthur, annoying, clumsy, a walking cliche about doing the right thing. Instant hate for me, like Kendrick Lamar said about Drake. The only character I somewhat cared for was the elderly grandfather Santa. At the end of the movie, his arc was completed. If only this movie made me care for the other people in this. The one laugh I got was a news picture with Arthur shrouded in the dark, his eyes glowing. The title says, "The Face of Evil." I thought it was funny. Also, a wrong address subplot in which a child gets then loses a bike was funny. I wouldn't recommend this unless you're truly a Christmas person and like animated movies. This wasn't it. Also, there was a terrible Justin Bieber music video promoting a song from the movie that played at the beginning. I didn't know anything about this going in. From the trailer, if Christmas wasn't in the title, I would think it was about aliens because the trailer had a giant ship. I do enjoy James McAvoy. I think his interpretation of Charles Xavier is great. I haven't seen him in Wanted. I haven't seen Atomic Blonde. I know he co-starred alongside Charlize Theron in it. And there's some stuff I just haven't really been racing to see with him in it. Not to say he's a bad actor, but in this movie, he wasn't very good. His character was so annoying. Something I've noticed in a lot of these animated features, the main character, oftentimes, is unconfident, clumsy, a dork, and just not very fun to watch because it's always the same thing. I understand they have something to prove at the end of the day, but just mix up the formula, make them confident. Give them something that maybe they lose their confidence at the end of the film. It's just so boring. Especially these animated movies. I hate when they do that. Hugh Laurie was also in it. I'm hoping I'm not butchering his name. He plays the brother of Arthur, whose name I forgot. At first, I wasn't really paying attention when watching the trailer, and I thought he was like a buff Santa. Kind of like J.K. Simmons in that one movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that I didn't like last year. Red One. Although this interpretation, even though it wasn't Santa, was given a lot more to do because J.K. Simmons was barely in the movie. It also focuses on the long line of different Santa Clauses, and there's a really annoying opening narration from a little girl who, sadly, is the main focal point to why Arthur goes on this adventure, because it didn't really feel like an adventure, it just felt boring. A present gets misplaced, and a bike isn't delivered. Like I said, the cool concept with the elves doing all this spy, they're stealthily moving inside these houses. And it's cool, I do like that, but then it just ends. Yeah, this movie I wouldn't recommend. Unfortunately, I was subjected to watching a Justin Bieber music video after I don't know how many years of avoiding him. Yeah, I don't care for him at all. That's pretty much all that I've seen. Oh, also, before I go, there were a few movies that were shown for yesterday, the trailers at least. One movie is called All You Need Is Kill, which releases January 16th. The next movie is a live-action movie, well, a regular movie called Kokugo. The next one, it scrolled by really quick, so I couldn't tell what the title was, but I think it said Upin the Third, or Uppin. I think it's Upin. I have no idea, but it looked cool.